California. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Philadelphia Eagles and the San Francisco 49ers. He had a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
On the set. Go, go.
53's the mic. 53's the mic.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football. Get it.
2nd and 11. This one taken in by the former Baylor Bear, Jalen Hurd. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
An opening there on that first down run as he gets us forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
Yo, go, go.
24 is the mic.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Open man is Sims. He's got it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Set, ready? 10 Lobo. Bravo.
47. Curry. Mike's 47. Mike's 47.
Not here. 47.
2nd and 10. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. George Kittle, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
We gonna work.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54. I got you.
Wentz now to throw. Catch is made by Arcega-Whiteside. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 32 that time. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 44-yard line.
Go. 280.
54 Mike.
40, 82, 40.
Mike 5-4. Mike 5-4.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wentz nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quan Alexander, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. On 3rd and long, it's Wentz going deep for Moncrief. And that will be incomplete.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowski to punt this one away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can try to have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. He'll drop to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down. 24 is the mic. I got one. 20, go.
They'll look to throw. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10.
Here we go.
An update from Denver. The Dolphins have jumped out to an early lead in their ball game. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Wentz firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Man, I got you.
first down. Wentz under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Quan Alexander in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. To try again after the sack. Wentz, and he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
82, 82.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Hey, Zoo.
You're not ready. Right there. 54. Right there. Right there. 54 Mike. Watch this.
Now Wentz on third down. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Mike, 58, right there. Watch a slant. Watch a slant. Watch a slant. 58, the ball.
They're going to look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
Well, a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point.
Hey, Haywood.
Check, 47.
Yep.
Here we go. Mike's 47. Mike's 47.
All day. Get it.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game, because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Now this throw, it's complete. It's Moncrief with it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. As Sanders has it poked free. And that is scooped up by the 49ers. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. They'll run it with Williams. Fletcher Cox there for the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up, because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
58 Mike. Yeah. You don't want none.
Here's a 2nd and 7. This one into the hands of Hurd. And he's got this down to the 35. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers.
Let's go.
Ball up to the
70,
35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. Defensively, it was Avonte Maddox with a tackle.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, it's Williams. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I know flashy plays, as people like to call them, that detracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game. And I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back, and it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go. Let's go.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down.
Go. 120.
54. Bound to lose one. Check. Fresno.
Lefty. Choose it.
Mike, 54.
Hey, Alpha.
54. Yo.
Throwing on first is Wentz. He's got Thompson here, complete. And he gets it down deep into San Francisco territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 53 yards. The Eagles into the red zone for the first time. This is 1st and goal from about the 8. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
Five. Here, shift.
Mike, 54. We got it.
Great 15. Hey, Echo.
54, Mike. Check. Watch 54. Double dog. That's the way.
Throwing now is Wentz. Blitz coming, and down he goes. So 3rd and goal, and the 49er faithful making some noise for their defense.
It's 4th down and goal.
54, right there. 54, Mike. Hey, tight.
Hey, kill. Hey, 4-2.
Mike 5-4.
Smooth.
Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go.
Hey, watch your touch.
Wentz going to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
The kick by Bryant is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So they do get to 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
Let's go. Let's do it.
At their own 22-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Now back to throw. Deep ball for Goodwin. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Crayvon LeBlanc with a pick. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Brings up second and 10 at the 40.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Coming for you, son. I'm coming. Man, 5-7. Hey, orbit.
Mike 5-4. You don't want nothing. You don't want nothing. Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want it. Hey, what's that?
81, 81.
54. Mike 50.
Play fake to Sanders. Now here's Wentz. Open man, Arcega-Whiteside. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
And an Eagle first down.
Mike, here we go, here we go. 180. Watch the 46 down, man, 5-4.
Wentz now on first down. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside in the final seconds of the first half, as his guys are back within a single score. Bryant's extra point up and good, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well, as we are back and started in the second half. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9.
Ready?
Now Wentz. Moncrief brings it in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Go. 280.
54 Mike. Hey, come on, now.
Wait,
On first down. It's Sanders, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Let's go.
Working from the gun, Wentz. Well, that's complete to Sanders. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Wentz going to try and throw on 3rd. He's going to let this one go deep. He's got it at the 15. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 30 yards there, and of course the first down as well. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Wentz, and nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
On 2nd down now, it's Sanders. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
5-7.
Hey, we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. Hey, 1-7. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Bravo.
Hey.
To throw, it's Wentz. Got a man open, it's Ertz. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and it's now 17-14. This is taken about 7 yards deep. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. The loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
Hey, let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration.
2nd and 11. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, zoom.
24 is the mark.
They'll set up a throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
54's Mike. 54's Mike.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Come on. Who's that? Is that yours? Is that yours? Who's that?
5'9", 5'9".
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically, but a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
Wentz now on 1st down. And this is Moncrief with a catch. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Hey, Steve 6. Steve 6.
Shotgun now for Wentz. The Sanders has got it complete. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Mike, go.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some.
Again, they'll throw with Wentz. This is caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it.
Got a man open. It's Ertz. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Hey, tighten down. There you go.
Hey, Alpha.
2nd and 10. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Three bucks.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Catch is made by Hurd. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the 4th and final quarter. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. It's Williams, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Good starting field position for him as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44.
You got to get the ball until you get the ball.
Sunday.
Check. Lucky.
Watch the ship.
6'3", 218, chop. 14, 82, 14.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. Caught by the tight end Ertz. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders, and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
This pass complete, Wentz to Ertz. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, it's Wentz. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Chewing up big yardage, another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike is
82. Hey, Delta.
59, Mike. 59.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wentz to the goal line, but it's incomplete. So 3rd and goal, and the 49er faithful making some noise for their defense.
Check. 3 down. Mike's 59.
Hey, 4, Tokyo.
Now Wentz again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Bryant's kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Bryant now, after hitting the field goal, gets set to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. They'll set up to throw. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. Deebo Samuel was the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
That one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey. And now offensively, it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now, the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Watch tight. Tight is right.
Hey, box truck, box truck.
24 is the mic. You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me. 24 is the mic.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. James has it. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Set, 50, plant.
Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball.
Get it.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. Williams. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Brought down at the 2-yard line. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Marquise Goodwin, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. They do tack on the extra point as well, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
49ers 21.
So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a 1-score, 6-point game.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go, here we go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And this one now not quite over yet. Still 2 timeouts remaining defensively. And, boy, having that third timeout would have really helped here.
Another example of why coaches really stress saving your timeouts for when you absolutely have to have them. They go over this all the time. Here's one of those situations.
It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing now is Wentz. And that's complete to Sanders. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Oh, look at this. Wentz going to throw. This short throw caught by Goddard. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
I know you feel that.
Here we go, here we go. 280!
Mike 54.
Sunday.
Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, keep it up. Keep it up.
Back to throw. Wentz.
Let's make these babies cry.
And that will be incomplete.
A good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
The Eagles send out their punter now. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. 1 possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Go, Mike 52, Mike 52.
Hey, exit.
Let's go. Hey, Mike 52.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike.
Hey, over.
53. I got one.
Mike 53.
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Now they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
Go, go.
53's the Mike. 53. Check 53. That's right, baby. They don't want it. Check 53.
Ready.
He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right. We got 3. We got 3, fellas. We got 3.
Play fake to Sanders. Now here's Wentz. And this is Moncrief for the catch. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches